Thank you, Robin. And the crowd here at the Roxy nightclub in Boston reacts to their hometown hero, Micky Ward, as he makes his entrance towards the ring, as he gets his first shot at a title. He's going to try to take it away from that man, Vincent Phillips, the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship, coming up right here on ABC's Wide World of Sports. About 15 hours ago, this was the scene here at the Roxy nightclub in Boston. They were partying on well into the evening. It's a nightly affair here, but then the crews came in to get ready for championship boxing, because this afternoon, that's what we have for you here on ABC's Wide World of Sports, a continuation of our Valvoline Professional Boxing Series. Today, it's the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship between the champion Vincent Phillips and the challenger, hometown hero, Micky Ward. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Boston. I'm Dan Deerdorf with my partner, Alex Swallow. Alex, we've been at this for a number of years. This is one of the best human interest stories we've ever covered, these two fighters, and two of the nicest guys as well.
That's really true, Dan. There's two men who have been through different kinds of hell and shown incredible perseverance to get here today. Vincent Phillips, the champion, was an outstanding amateur fighter, won 2 national titles before turning pro and running off a 28-fight unbeaten string, despite the fact that Vincent Phillips had a serious drug habit, primarily crack cocaine. It cost him 2 suspensions, and before he got himself clean in 1993, 7 years on drugs, and Vincent says he stayed clean ever since. But he lost a lot of time and seemed past his prime 2 months ago when he faced one of boxing's shining stars. On the left of your screen there, unbeaten Russian Kostya Tszyu. Vincent's eye was horribly cut at this point, but he came up with a tremendous rally. In the 10th round, shocking upset at age 33, Vince Phillips finally had his world title. And after beating one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, a letdown would be understandable. But Vince says that he is too smart at this stage of his career to take any opponent lightly.
No fight is really a cakewalk, but definitely not this one, because this man has the experience and ability to be a champion himself. So I have to go in there with the will and the mind and the focus of, hey, he's trying to take something I have, and I just don't want, I can't let it happen. So I have to train extra hard to keep it.
Well, there's Vincent Phillips, Alex. Let's turn our attention to Micky Ward. You hear the crowd reacting to him in the background. A very, very popular figure here, but he's had a tough time as well.
Micky was an undefeated prospect in the late 80s, but Micky could never win the critical fight that would earn him a title shot. And finally, in 1991, after 4 straight losses, he quit. He was just burned out at age 26. But after almost 3 years, he found himself hungry for one more shot. And after 8 straight wins, he was matched as a stepping stone opponent, really, for an unbeaten Mexican power puncher named Alfonso Sanchez. And for 6 rounds, Micky seemed totally intimidated. He barely threw a punch. The referee in his own corner threatened to stop the fight, but watch. Micky on the left there. That one single miraculous body punch put Sanchez down and out. And incredibly, Micky Ward had gone from opponent to contender. He knows that the next step will not be easy.
To me, he's an excellent fighter. He proved it. He proved it with the Kostya Tszyu fight. He's got a chin, good chin. He punches well with the right hand. He's, heavy-handed on both hands. But this is it for me. I'm gonna fight through my mouthpiece and just go in there and do what the best I can, make a fight out of it. I mean, hey, this is it for me. I feel, and I'm not, you're not gonna see me running around like a jackrabbit in this fight.
And the fighters are in the ring, and they are getting ready to go for today's fight. Let's take a look at the numbers, though, before we let these guys get at it. Our tail of the tape, you'll see that Vince Phillips is 3 years older than Micky Ward. They're pretty much the same on down the line, a little reach advantage to Vince Phillips. Our referee today will get this affair underway, Dick Flaherty from here in Massachusetts, and round 1 is started here at the Roxy. And an intimate surrounding here with about 1,000 people. This is for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship, so their rules will prevail. We're looking at the 10-point must scoring system. There's no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. A fighter can be saved by the bell he can't be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee has the authority to stop the fight. Micky Ward on the right of your screen in the white trunks. Vincent Phillips, the challenger, on the left in the purple and silver. Cool Vince Phillips.
Cool Vince Phillips is a complete professional fighter. Dan, he's a solid, complete, all-round pro. Does everything well. If he has one Achilles heel, it's the fact that he has a tendency to bust up. And it's up to Micky Ward here. If there's one thing that Micky can do, I think, to really turn this fight in his favor, it would be to find a way to land some punches early to test the fact, to see if Vince Phillips is fully healed from the cut he had against Kostya Tszyu when he won the title. The good news for us and for the people at home watching, Dan, and for the people here in Boston, is that Micky is not on his bicycle the way he was in his last fight. He is much more stationary. There you see him switch to southpaw, which he does all the time.
Yeah, when you watch Micky Ward fight, you'll wonder, is he a conventional fighter or is he a southpaw? Because he slides in and out of both of them almost effortlessly.
Ooh.
Good right hand by Vince Phillips, and that is his 8+ punch. The right hand of Vince Phillips is as heavy a punch as there is in this division.
Yeah, it's a smart crowd here in Boston, and you saw them cheer Micky as he tried to dig that left hook under the elbow, under the right elbow of Vince Phillips for the same kind of punch that earned him this shot. Got him a big upset in his last fight and earned him the shot here today.
Alex, a plus or a minus for Micky Ward fighting in a nightclub here where he knows virtually every human being in this place on a first-name basis.
It can go either way. You can tighten up trying to impress your friends, or you can let them stimulate you to a tremendous effort. I think Micky, he said it would cut both ways. He said, I just hope it doesn't make me over-anxious. There again, Micky trying to get under the elbow. There again, trying to get that left hand to the body, to test the body.
And this crowd knows that left hook to the body is Micky's punch, and they'll react every time he throws it.
Yeah, the question is how Micky reacts.
Oh, good right hand by Micky Ward. A chopping overhead right, and there he catches Phillips with a left hook.
And he backed Vince up with one of those punches. But the key here is what happens when Vince Phillips starts to find the range of that right hand, that you see him looking to load up right here.
We're coming to the end of round number 1 from Boston, Massachusetts. This ought to be fun.
Some of the most admired.
Here's the beginning of round number 2. This is a very small ring today, Alex. Only 16 feet by 16 feet.
This is a telephone booth in boxing terms, Dan. There you saw Micky throw a very awkward right hand. He's had terrible trouble with both hands over the years. And one of the keys today is, will he be able to let that right hand go down the pipe? He cannot, he's enough of an underdog against a Vince Phillips with both hands. He cannot possibly win with just a left.
This venue for a fight is a throwback to the old days of club fighting. Maybe 1,000 people in this room, if there are. The fire marshal, I'm sure, would like to know about it.
I think there are 200 people there the fire marshal shouldn't know about it.
And Micky, being from Lowell, Massachusetts, about 20 miles north of downtown Boston, a suburb of the greater Boston area, he knows everybody here. He has 7 sisters that are all here in attendance, mother, father. The Ward clan is here in force.
Very interesting, Dan. Vincent Phillips is not as aggressive as he normally is. He felt some power from Micky, I think, in that first round. He had a little bit of a defensive lapse. We talked about his tendency to cut. The other problem he has is sometimes he gets so offensive-minded that he forgets about defense. He can be hit. He was hit in the first round. He doesn't want to take any stupid mistakes. And he is really kind of not as aggressive, not coming forward as steadily as I would have expected against Micky.
We'd like to alert our ABC stations that at the end of this round, we'll be taking a station break. Well, both of these fighters have good chins. Both of these guys have been pounded on before and stayed with it. Boy, you see Vince Phillips, when he loads up that right hand, Ward did a good job getting underneath it. But that baby has got some zing to it.
You saw Vince Phillips' record at the top of the show, Dan, 36-3. He is unbeaten at 140 pounds. He's the 140-pound champion. His only losses were when he moved up to welterweight. He was stopped after having a couple of good rounds. He was stopped by, now here he comes. Right hand. That right hand got Micky in a defensive posture.
The big punch landed, it looked like on the forearm of Micky Ward, but still, Micky covering up.
And Vince Phillips doing something very smart. Going downstairs and coming back up. Micky Ward has never been stopped.
Well, Micky Ward has to fight his way out of this. Vince Phillips is getting some of those punches through. There was a good left hand to the chin by Ward. We'll be back with more action between Vince Phillips and Micky Ward after this word from our ABC station. At the Roxy in Boston, Kenny Adams, the trainer for Vince Phillips, if there was an operative phrase between rounds, it was keep the heat on. Don't let Ward walk around. Don't let him rest. Keep the heat on. Kenny Adams, of course, the coach of the U.S. Olympic teams in past. And there's Vince Phillips following up on Kenny Adams' advice.
We came in here talking about and so much southpaw from Micky Ward on the left, and he just does not throw, I don't think, as many punches from this stance. He's fighting an awful lot as a southpaw. I think part of the reason, Dan, may be that one of Vince's losses was to a guy named Anthony Baby Jones out of Detroit, who switches very effectively. He gave Vince trouble and eventually stopped him on a cut in the 7th round. And so that may be part of the reason. Vince says, hey, look, I've knocked out all the southpaws I faced except one, Anthony Jones. I'm sorry, one is Rene Herrera. But the fact is that Anthony Jones in switching gave him trouble. You see again, Vince Phillips taking a page, taking a page right out of Micky Ward's book, digging that left hook to the body.
He has landed 4 solid left hooks just here in the 3rd round alone. If Ward is going to sit in that southpaw stance, he's offering his right rib cage to Phillips, and he's going to take it. You can already see it starting to redden up.
And finally, Micky goes back right-handed, but he's not letting his hands go. He's not on his bicycle as he was in his last fight, the win over Sanchez, in which he got completely obliterated in the first 6 rounds before scoring a knockout in the 7th. But
there was a good right hand, Alex, by Phillips, who came back again with a left to the body.
And when Micky puts his gloves together like that, that means he's not letting his hands go and he's frustrated.
And when he puts them together like that in front of his face, Phillips comes with an uppercut and scores.
Just watch Vince Phillips. Just watch. I mean, just a thorough professional. Just look at him. He just does everything well. Maybe some defensive lapses. Yes, maybe he's hittable. But he's just a terrific professional fighter at age 34.
Oh, and there's some blood over the left eye of Micky Ward. Micky Ward is bleeding above his left eye.
And he's bleeding badly. You see it dripping on him. He poured out at once. Vince Phillips says it's good to see the other guy cut. I'm used to having terrible cuts like this and having to fight through them. And Micky will try to fight through it. He's got a lot of cuts. He's game. Tremendous heart.
Oh, solid right hand by Vince Phillips.
Right on that cut.
Ward. That really rocked him. Micky Ward covering up here about 15 seconds. And right now, our referee, Dick Flaherty, is stopping it. He wants the doctor to take a look at the cut over Micky Ward's eye.
No, the doctor.
The doctor. A ring doctor. Emilio Jacques Patiafi. And boy, look how that eyebrow, Alex, is opened up. That is a serious cut on the eyebrow of Micky Ward.
I don't think it's serious just to stop it. The doctor's taking a good look at it.
Well, let's put it this way. It's no worse than the fight, the cut that Vince Phillips had in the Tszyu fight that took 9
seconds. He's arguing with the doctor that he can continue, that he can see. This is taking way too long, Dan. Should make a decision here.
There's about 10 seconds left in the 3rd round. The doctor, is she stopping the fight?
I disagree.
Oh, the doctor, let me just clarify something. The doctor does not have the power to stop the fight. Only the referee does. She can recommend. Obviously, she recommended a stoppage, and Dick Flaherty went along with it.
Yeah, and a couple of cups of beer come into the ring, and you saw Mickey O'Keefe, who was Mickey's manager, go over and protect Vince Phillips, which I think was a good act.
More debris flies out of the upper deck.
And you see Mickey's talking to his sisters, saying it's all right.
Well, Mickey saw who threw it, and he's outraged.
And Mickey's doing a good job of calming things down here. We will talk to the doctor and get the reason for her decision. And we'll talk to both fighters. But that's the fact of the matter is, Dan, as you say, the rules say that only the referee can stop the fight. But once he calls the doctor in, yes, he pretty much has to abide by the decision of the doctor.
Well, the crowd reacting poorly here in Boston. They're upset that Micky Ward not able to go on here after its stoppage in the third round. We're going to go back to our studios in New York. We'll return to Boston with lots of interviews. Stay with us right now. Let's go back to New York. Robin, it's all yours. All right, thanks a lot, Robin. Let's go up to our ring announcer right now for the official announcement, Bill Carpenter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official time of the bout, 2 minutes, 49 seconds of the third round. Referee Dick Flaherty stops the bout based upon the advice of the ringside physician. Your winner by technical knockout and still IBF Junior welterweight champion of the world, Cool Vince Phillips.
All right, a lot of stories here to cover up in the ring. One, obviously, the doctor who recommended the stoppage of the fight. She's with Alex right now. Alex?
Dr. Patty Uppy, how close a decision was it for you?
It was close, but it was definitely a very deep laceration, about 2 inches, and it was obstructing his vision, and it was going to open up more if they kept going on with the fight. I didn't think he should continue.
There are going to be a lot of people, sexist though they may be, who are not used to seeing a woman doctor in a fight, who are going to say that somehow you didn't have the heart to let it go on, it bothered you more than it would, and that you should have given him a chance to continue and see if his corner could stop it 11 seconds later. I'm sure you're aware of that. How do you respond to that?
Micky's got a lot of heart, but I know what a bad cut looks like, and that was a terrible cut, and it shouldn't continue on to get bigger.
Forgive my ignorance. Do you do this regularly? Are you a fighter?
I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Bye-bye. I'm going to go over and talk to somebody, self-professed male chauvinist pig, who's going to say something now he's going to regret when he gets home. Bob Arum, tell me your thoughts on the stoppage.
Well, you know, look, this wouldn't have happened in Nevada. In Nevada and in any experienced boxing jurisdiction, the doctor would have given the fighter at least another round. And I really question whether, and I know I'll regret it when I get home, whether we should have women doctors at ringside. This is a male sport, and it should have male officials.
Stop. And say hello to your wife when you get home. Vincent, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
First of all, I thought he got your attention a little bit in the first round.
No, I think Mickey only hit me with one shot in the first round. First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me this first successful victory. Say hi to my parents and my godfather, Frank Patty, and my 2 boys and my little girl back home. And my little boy also. It also was a very difficult fight at first because we both was kind of liking each other. Well, we like each other, to be honest with you, Alex. And I was kind of just filling him out, you know, and see what he's capable of. But he came and he hit me with that shot, and then it turned to Tszyu, and I had to start picking it up. I thought I was winning the first round with just my jab because he wasn't throwing me the punches.
I did too. I just thought it was interesting. There was that one moment where he cracked you pretty good, and it seemed after that you took your time a little bit more. And interestingly to me, Vince, you used that left hook to the body very, very well.
Yes, I did. Roy Jones hit me with it one time. And I've been working with it with Bubba, the guys who worked with me on the pad, one of the trainers. And I think what it was, he kept his hands up high. So I wanted to try to bring him down. So my strategy was to work to his body with the right and left, throw the left hook on top, come back with the right hand.
You saw Mickey. Do you think his eye was bad enough to have it stopped?
It was deep.
You've been cut badly yourself and won world titles. That cut that he had was not as bad as the cut you had when you knocked out Tszyu.
It was not as long, but it was as deep. Right. His cut was deep. I hit him with a straight right hand, and when I turned with it, but it's not my decision to make. It's the doctors as well as the referee's decision to make. I thought we was going to go on. I think he's a hell of a warrior. I think there's other champions out there that I know he could beat. He gave me one heck of a fight, and he's a very good experienced technician.
Thanks, Vince. Where do you go from here?
Well, I like to get a hold of De La Hoya. I like to get a hold of Pernell Whitaker, and I would definitely like to get a rematch with Ike Cortez. And Club 30 Summit, Mama Boy. How you guys doing?
Congratulations to you on your first title defense, Vince. Thanks for talking to us. Now I'm going to find Mickey, who's right over here. First, Mick, when you went over to the doctor, did it enter your mind that the fight was going to be stopped?
I don't know, because I really couldn't tell how bad it was. You know, I felt he hit me with a good right hand right on the eye, and I felt it start dripping, but the punch didn't hurt or nothing, but it was, you know, it just opened me up. I give him, God bless him, he's a great champion. He's a tremendous guy. Like I said earlier, he was a world champion in my books before he even won that title. The demons that he beat, he's a great guy.
You said when you came back, we're going to take a replay look here, Mickey, at, I presume, the punch that opened the eye up. Vince on the left. Boom. I don't know, that wasn't, maybe it was, I'm not sure. I can't tell. Maybe the second one. You shook your head there, so maybe that was the punch. You're trying to dig that left hook in the body the same way you beat Sanchez. There's another punch. He used the left hook to your body pretty well, too.
Yeah, he did, but, you know, I was just starting to get inside there, and that's how I do it. If you ever see my fights, I get in there, I let it take some punches, but I was just starting to plant and go in with him, because he was starting to open up a little bit, his arms. When he throws those shots, he opens up downstairs, but, you know, who knows what would have happened. I mean, I can say this and that, not, you know, this happened, and, you know, I just hope I get another shot. I'm not, you know.
Well, let me ask you this, Mickey. You said when you came back you wanted to find out if you just get it out of your system. Either find out if you could do it or find out if you couldn't. But this has kind of been conclusive, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very much so. If he beat me soundly, I'd say, I don't know, you know. But I mean, I gave him my all. You know, I didn't back down. I didn't run like I said I wasn't gonna. I stood there and fought. I was gonna, you know, the fight would have been heated up. I wanted the doctor give me one more, see if they could at least stop it. You know what I mean? At least see if they could stop it. If they couldn't, then fine. You know, she had to do what she had to do. But, you know, that's her job, and I respect her decision.
Great. Thanks, Mickey. Thanks for talking to us.
My daughter, Case. I love you, Case. I'm all right.
Thank you, Mickey. Let's go back to Dan Deerdorf at ringside.